Back her up, Karen.
Where is everybody? Oh, there you are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the news and updates. I am Laurel.
And I'm Donna, the other host here at News and Updates. We are so thrilled to be here. Mark, the brilliant producer behind this weekly AllSpace VR news show, is behind the camera bot live streaming to everyone out in the metaverse and beyond. As usual, there is lots of news from AllSpace Metaverse, so let's get on with it.
Yeah, what's up, Donna? What's coming next?
Oh, yeah, that's me. First, let's give out a cheer to all the mothers, natural or otherwise, in the world. Happy Mother's Day. I feel terrible because I have a package ready, almost ready to send to my mom, and I thought it was next weekend, so I'm going to be a week late again. Oh my gosh! I can't believe it.
I did the same thing.
Did you? I feel terrible.
Me too.
So my what? Oh, so yeah, it's one of those things. Thank goodness my mom loves me anyways. I'm fairly confident of that. And she knows me by now.
Yeah. So, did anybody else forget? Are we the only ones who forgot? Come on. Oh, God, we're the only ones. Oh, God, Donna, we're the only ones.
Oh,
no.
Shame. Oh. Now, this past week also saw Cio de Mayo here in AllSpace VR. The campfire was decorated up. There were parties, special events, and new interactable kits with piñatas, maracas, and paper airplanes. Okay, big emojis if you guys
Yay! That was
enjoyed
amazing. That was so amazing.
awesome festival week.
It was great. I love it. And I feel like another drum roll. AltSpace VR also announced a long-awaited, very long-awaited new feature, Jackbox Games. So these have been played here in AltSpace for ages through all kinds of browser hacks, but now it's official. You can now either join a game under events, all panels, somebody will have something running, or you can create your own Jackbox game. So for more information, you can check out the AltSpace website or blog at altvr.com, or you can head into one of the many official Jackbox events that are presented by AltSpace VR to learn even more.
Now, how many of you guys have played Jackbox games? Do you guys know how many of you have done it? My friend Jay introduced me, and oh my gosh, we had so much fun. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. Now, what's happening tonight? Do you guys know? Reggie Watts is still in the building. He will present his second of a series of 8. Did you guys get that? 8 Saturday night performances here in AltSpace VR. So keeping us jamming, dancing, and having a great time. He's such an interactive person, right? So he gets into the crowd and engages and he interacts. It's so much fun. So there's always a party when Reggie Watts is around. So you want to make sure to put that on your calendar for tonight.
It's awesome. It's just awesome just to see his custom avatar.
Yeah, really. I want that hair.
That hair is amazing. So the Students in VR conference, produced by our own Donna McTee and the Educators in VR and Angelina VR was held Thursday in AltSpace and Friday Engaged. Who went to it? Give us some hearts. Who went to the Students in VR? Did you see it? It was amazing. I really hope you were able to attend the free events that were presented by students to teach other students and teachers how to use VR, AR, and XR in education. What a delight. Oh, Donna, oh my goodness. There you go, Joseph. There. It was absolutely amazing. And Donna, I'm so proud of you. You did an incredible job with this. It was what a coordination. They had all the students and their mentors going. But what a delight to see how students are pushing the limits of VR and even AltSpace with events and classes and workshops and world building. And they're building their own classrooms in their own schools right here in AltSpace. It's amazing. Donna?
Yeah, it really was an incredible experience. And to see yes? Throw up emojis if you guys can hear me.
We can all hear you. You're just a little bit of lag.
Nobody can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Nobody can hear me?
Yes.
Nobody can hear me?
Yes. We can all hear you. Oh dear, she's having the audio business again. We can all hear you.
I rebooted my computer twice and re-entered this. Is it back now?
Yeah, we hear you. You haven't left.
So several events in Engage were part of the Cherokee Nation's VR projects, using VR to not just preserve their cultural heritage, but their language. Game-changing. This is game-changing. The event was such a success, they've announced they are working on a repeat for the fall, so stay tuned for news. And if you are a teacher, student, or faculty member and want to get involved, check out the studentsinvr.com website for more information. It might be your class presenting here in AltSpace. And keep it in mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not sure if she was going to finish that sentence. So, speaking of schools, there are quite a few school graduations.
Okay, so...
we're both having lag issues.
Okay, amplifying again, turning off and turning on. Okay.
All right, you ready? Okay, we're both having lag issues. I thought we could get it through one without technical difficulties. Has anyone else been experiencing a few lag issues and stuff going on here in AltSpace? Give us some applause if you have. I know it's a frowny face thing, but I just wanted to... Okay, so Donna, it's not just us. It's us who forgot Mother's Day And there she's re-entering, but it is, okay, so let's hope it is. So anyway, speaking of schools, there are quite a few school graduations that are happening in VR, even here in AltSpace. Diamond attended one for a family member here and shared some of the pictures with us. What a novel way to make graduation special. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, but they're doing what they're calling drive-in graduations, where people wait in long lines of cars to drive through and get their diploma from a principal or a dean, which is novel. Okay, that's cool, but really it isn't very fulfilling. But students that are going to tell stories 5, 10, even 50 years from now about how they had their graduation ceremony in the early days, those early days of virtual reality. Now that's something special. So kudos for the schools that are embracing VR. I just love that.
Wow, and it gives so many opportunities to people. So recent interface changes to events now means that people can more easily send come visit messages for events with the new invite friends feature added to the quick events interface. You do not have to accept, but if you are looking for something to do, go hang out with your friends in their events. It's a great way to talk with people, meet new people, and to support your friends.
Yeah. And with all things news and updates from AltSpace VR, we report on these in our News and Updates Discord server, and we invite you to join if you haven't already. And that's where you can keep up with the news across the community and find our YouTube streaming and saved video links. So check those out. Now it's time to talk about some world building. Donna, you have some interesting news?
Oh, always. So have you world builders been working with the new improvements for the mixed reality extension in AltSpace VR? Have you been adding animation and more interactivity? We here at News and Update are looking for worlds using MRE to highlight on the show and encourage others to experiment and push the limits of the possible in world building here in AltSpace VR. If you have been playing with the MRE, please let us know in News and Updates Discord, and your world may be featured here in the News and Updates.
Yeah.
And the same applies to all the worlds you build. We have a channel called Share Your World in News. So head over to Discord. It's just waiting for you to show off your world so we can feature it here.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of new worlds, Breck submitted his new world called Ghostbusters World. Have you been there? Have y'all been there? It is awesome. Yeah. It is just incredible. After the success of their Batcave, his team has really stepped it up with this one. So, I mean, they got the monsters and everything. It's amazing. So congrats to them, and make sure you visit and explore the new Ghostbusters World. And as a reminder, Donna, you want to tell them how to keep track of their worlds?
Yeah, and high five to Carnivore and to Brex. That is just incredible. So as a reminder, you can search on the website. So sometimes there isn't a search tool in your headset for worlds, but if you head over to altvr.com and click on the More menu, you'll see worlds. If you click on worlds, there's actually a search feature. You see more worlds on a page than you do on your headset, and you can actually click info on any world and select to mark favorite. You can, I recommend doing it to worlds you haven't been at, but would like to explore. So mark the favorite. Then when you get back into your headset, under the worlds menu is a tab called favorites. You can head over to your favorites and you can explore new worlds. And you guys, make sure when you do that, that you head to someplace like the campfire or whatever, spawn a portal, and take people with you so everybody can ooh and ah together with you for worlds that you may not have seen yet. And as you're exploring, okay, what world hopping is literally one of the great things about AltSpace.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, there are so many ways you can now learn world building in AltSpace. So Andy Fidel of Get Social hosts world building tutorial events here in AltSpace, and also offers a new world tour event called Multiverse World Hop, and it's a tour of worlds in AltSpace on Mondays for 30 minutes. Daisy Shaw also offers world building workshops and tours regularly, so check those out on the events calendar. Also, visit help.altvr.com for documentation, information, and just do a search on on YouTube for many of the community-made videos and tutorials that are out there. Check the AltSpace VR official Discord in the world building category of channels and search for help there and ask questions. Search first, then ask, because many of the questions are repeated over and over. How do I put a video in my world? How do I put a video browser in my world? How many times? Search first, then ask.
Now, one of the amazing things about, if you guys haven't been on any of the world tours here in AltSpace, please check it out. One of the amazing things is you actually get to meet world builders. You actually get to meet them in their environment. You get to ask them how they did things. And that is an incredible opportunity for you guys. Now, the World Tour Showcase that happens on Wednesdays is starting a series of monthly tips and tutorial sessions on world building to help you push the limits of the possible and inspire you to build worlds. The World Tour Showcase toured worlds that move you last week, focusing on transportation. How cool. I know they had an absolute blast. So now they've also announced a new project to encourage you to go world hunting based upon a monthly theme, or to inspire you to build a world on that theme. The World Tours team will then create a tour based upon a theme and may include your finished world or the worlds you recommend. The theme this month is water. If you know a world using water that you'd like to suggest, or if you wish to build one, go to discord.me/worldtours. That's discord.me/worldtours to make your suggestion or to let us know here on news and update on the news and update server. And just a trick for you guys, I just mentioned how you could go and do a search for worlds on the website. So when you go to altvr.com and you do, under the More menu, click on Worlds, in that search tool, make sure you put in keywords. So if you want to check out what's already available for water, go there and check out water or ocean or lake, or I don't know, put a whole bunch of water things in there and search for what's already available for you to check out.
And make sure you post it on our Discord. So the World Tour Showcase will also be doing their first tips and tutorial session on using the label text from the World Editor. Now, people do more with text than just signs. Punctuation is used to make water, walls, windows, and many other fun and creative things. So the team will be posting world building tips, tutorials, and techniques, and the news about world building in their Discord. So check that out on Wednesdays and learn how to stretch your world building tours. The Discord is discord.me/worldtours. That's pretty easy to remember. Discord.me/worldtours if you want to join the fun. It's Wednesdays right after AltSpace VR 101.
Now it's the time to explore world building on AltSpace VR. Remember, if you create a world that's open to the public, and that's important, you guys, it has to be open to the public. I know I've troubleshooted that with a lot of people, that it can't be, that it must be open to the public for people to get into. You'd like to invite us, visit and share it here in the news update. Please drop us a link in our news and updates Discord channel, and we'll visit it and may feature it here. Now, we get to move on to events.
Yay!
So, as mentioned, Reggie Watts is back tonight, and we have even more amazing events scheduled for this week. The calendar is unbelievable these days. You guys got to check it out on a regular basis.
Indeed. And the bi-monthly UK meetup is tomorrow with Daisy Shaw. Yeah, and the gang from UK Plus Friends. It's a fantastic opportunity to meet people who might just live down the street from you. We actually had people who met who were literally 2 blocks away from each other and they had no idea. So that is so awesome. Also, tomorrow, CJ hosts a new event called Nice to Meet You, but I'm Anxious, a Promise Weekly social event for those with a little social anxiety or feeling socially awkward. I do that on a regular basis, so maybe I need to go. She said she'll be offering some tips and techniques to counter the feeling and provide a safe space for you to hang out.
Now, Silicon Hagen, Denmark is back this week with a meetup to discuss VR and AR and education, focusing on what the school systems are doing to integrate immersive technology and help educators, students, and faculty understand how this all works. The event will be in English and Danish, depending on the audience. This is a great opportunity for you as an educator to explore how Denmark is literally changing education with VR. So you don't want to miss this. It all happens on Monday. For North America, it happens, I think, early in the morning on Monday.
Yep. So you want to be there. Live Loved is hosting several really interesting Christian-based topics that are starting, I believe, tonight with What Are You Thirsty For? Then the topics this week include The Real Peace We Need. Tuesday is Why Do I Have So Many Issues? Let's see, Wednesday is If Only We Knew. These are just a few of the highlights throughout the week. So check out these daily devotional sessions every week with our own Donna McTee. I don't know how you have time for these things. They're wonderful. Thank you.
Well, yeah, you make time for the passion things, right? So now on Wednesdays are the Educators in VR V-Coaching and Personal Development Sessions with Dana Marie, known as Captain VR. She's such a passionate person, you guys, and she helps you sail your ship to success. Her sessions over a wide range of personal development and improvement topics, including open discussions that act as check-ins in this changing world, time management and skill building in VR and without.
I just love that. And Educators in VR continues to host events that encourage you to create your own events. This week they're offering host and moderating training, speaker 101, and how to produce a virtual conference. They've announced that this will be the last month that some of these events are going to be offered up for free. They did this special as they're developing a masterclass for hosting events, workshops, classes, etc. in VR starting in June. So take advantage of them while they're still free and open to the public.
You guys, amazing opportunities to build up your own skills, right? It's really important. Now, the Educators in VR weekly workshop on Tuesday, you guys, these are incredible. Features Michael, please say this for me.
Casale.
Ooh, I need my own English class. A cognitive neuroscientist researching learning and memory in immersive technologies for behavioral therapy and neuroscience. Okay, I challenge you guys to say that twice fast. So he is researching learning and memory and immersive technologies for behavioral therapy and neuroscience. Now, you have to know this is going to be a fascinating discussion.
No kidding. I'm so excited about this. Educators in VR also supports a variety of special projects, and so we have the virtual coaching one that was mentioned. We also have VR research that is coming up with Evelyn Yadeau, and so many other amazing topics and specialties that are coming up. So, and one of them coming up is a special event for the virtual coaching with Caitlin Krause and Dana Maria. And Caitlin is a very popular teacher and presenter in VR. She's an author and a trainer and specializes in UX design, story and well-being, and interactive XR. So check all of that. Check those out on Wednesday and all the rest of the week. There's so many things going on. It's amazing.
Now, if you're going to have a surprise fun event from someone, who's it going to be? Chuck, of course. Oh my gosh. Health Systems Chat is presenting, wait for it, beer.
Sorry.
Now, this is another health technology meetup. Catch that with beer.
Yes.
With Chuck of Awareflow discussing 2 online virtual conferences on craft brewing and the impact of beer in the social and health world. He also comes up with the most innovative topics, so if you are a beer fan, don't miss this on Tuesdays. I don't know about your communities, but I live in Canada, in Alberta, and craft breweries, not only in my city, but in my whole province, has just erupted over the last 4 years. There's so many regulations have kind of loosened and more in favor of craft brewers. And there is so many success stories in the brewing industry. And I say that story, every craft brewery has a story. It's amazing. So this is awesome. I'm so glad Chuck's picking this up. This is really incredible.
It is. And I just heard in the news today that Mexico is really struggling with the coronavirus because they we're late to the isolation party thing, but people are freaking out because the temperatures are going up and there's no beer anywhere. People hoarded beer down in Mexico like people hoarded toilet paper in the rest of North America, and they are just having a fit. So his event is well timed.
Yeah.
I love it. So as people adapt to this literally new reality, they're either moving into VR or adding VR to their meetup experiences. So next reality, Hamburg is one of them, bringing their Hamburg, Germany XR meetup to AltSpace on Thursdays. So the event will be in English and German, but it specifically supports the Hamburg VR tech community, but check them out anyway. This is what I love. Daisy's doing the UK event. We've got this in Hamburg, Germany. We've got another one down in Australia. We've got so many cool events that are regional based. I love it.
And we always talk about the diversity in AltSpace and how we always teach 101s, right, Diamond? How we want to embrace that diversity. And now our calendar is starting to reflect the diversity, and that just it gives me chills, you guys. Those of you who have been here for a while, isn't this really exciting?
We have events in Danish and now in German. Yeah. We have events in Japanese and French. Yeah, I love it. You're right.
Yeah. Now, A Thing in a Place is now into their second year of hosting their unique event on Thursdays. It's a 45 minutes of insanity and you never know what will happen moments of entertainment. So check it out with the Weird Improv team of hosts, Dawn, Stevie, and Meg. And be prepared to be shocked, amazed, dazzled, and laugh way too much at their mature audiences only antics. And remember, if it's a mature audience only, really important to make that really, really clear. In here, between 13 and 17, and you want to mark your events 18 plus if they are intended for mature audiences.
Absolutely, and trust me, this one's definitely in the mature thing, though I think some 13-year-olds use these words often, but still, it is for mature. Now, Jesse Damiani. Oh, now it's my turn to mess up his name. I've been saying his name for 2 years. Why can't I say it? Or a year and a half. Save me, Donna.
I've got this, Jesse Damiani. I love this one because he's one of my favorite people in
Hey, I thought I was. Wait a minute, I thought I was. So it continues. Tech Talk continues here in AltSpace every week on Thursdays. Every week he brings in pioneers and entrepreneurs, developers, artists, and a wide range of innovators in immersive technology. We love his events.
Absolutely. And just to be clear, Laurel, I'm not sure that he knows who I am, but I certainly am a fan of the Tech Talk series, among many others. So now, this past week, and I have to say that I'm gutted that I couldn't actually be at this event because I just couldn't be there. But this week was the first meetup of the Virtual World Society, hosted by the godfather of VR, Tom Furness. It happened here in AltSpace. The event was packed and held in an old Victorian library with a fireplace in the background, in stark contrast to the topics discussed. Congrats to Mark, our very own Mark, for the outstanding work he did on customizing the event space. They chose that space because it represents the old social space where people gathered, shared stories, news, songs, all before technology arrived that we are now so dependent upon for our stories, news, songs, and entertainment. Tom and his guest speakers will meet every other Thursday to discuss the present and the future of immersive technology, and you will not want to miss hanging out with the grandfather inventor of the VR device on your head right now, as you know it today. So we just recently celebrated his 77th birthday here in AltSpace, and we are so excited to have him here in this space with us on a regular basis. You guys, this is an amazing experience. This is one where you'll tell people years to come, I was in AltSpace when Tom Furness was in the space.
Yeah, and you got to talk to him. It was just amazing. It was amazing. And if you all missed it, you missed an absolutely delightful thing at Students in VR with Buddy, who does the late night show with Buddy here in AltSpace. He got to interview Tom Furness during the Students in VR. And so here you have he's 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14-year-old interviewing the main inventor behind VR as we know it. Just amazing experience. I mean, these things are happening right here in AltSpace. That's incredible. So there are so many things to do here, so many people to meet. Never a dull moment in AltSpace VR, so check out the events calendar and make sure you mark an event as interested, so you'll receive an email reminder an hour prior to the event, so you don't miss a moment of the fun here in AltSpace. Yeah.
And just to tag on to that, you guys, I'm just amazed. Some people plan their events really far out, so you could go through the calendar, make sure to mark interested. But you guys, keep going back, like spend a couple minutes every day or two, because there is people who add spontaneous events on a regular basis. And if you go a week between checking the calendar, I guarantee you have missed incredible moments that you might have wanted to be there, right? Oh,
Indeed.
So now this is our chats where we get to talk with you guys
Yay.
about something. So this week, we want to talk about students in VR. And can I tell you, one of the things I loved about Angelina, the VR lady's take on students in VR is that who is a student and who is a teacher? You guys, after this event, you're going to head to another world. You're going to head to the campfire, maybe the info zone, and you guys are going to get asked a question. And you're going to answer it. Guess what? You just became the teacher. You're going to go to an event and you're going to learn coding. You're the student. We flip between teacher and student on a regular basis. And so it's getting hard to blur, because I have to say, the younger you are, the more you can teach us about tech. The older we are, the more we have other specialties. It's interesting. So flipping this on its head about who a student is and how students are disrupting education with VR and AR, and what's the future of it, the impact of VR and AltSpace on education. Really, this is during this news and updates discussion, for you guys to share your ideas and thoughts about how education will be changed. Now, ironically, as terrible and as heartbreaking and all the other sad words that we could possibly say that the coronavirus has impacted our worlds, right? Our individual communities, maybe our families, our countries. We're all in this together, and so many people have been sick for so long and have lost their lives. It's so devastating. But out of this has blossomed something, and that is access to online learning, online meeting, online churches. There's all these experiences now. And I think one person commented to me, I don't know if you guys live in a province in a country where you don't have snow. I literally had snow for 7 months on my yard this year. And snow days in Canada are a real thing, where we all of a sudden get so much snow and the buses can't move, and we have snow days and we don't get to go to school. Bummer. Except now with technology, do you really get any more snow days? Because now if you can't get to a real brick and mortar classroom, now you can get to a Google Classroom or some other thing. So we're really interested in your thoughts about the advancement and the introduction and advancement of technology in education.
And I think it's very important to remember that I am, shall I say, young enough to remember when the Apple computer came into colleges and high schools around the country, and that became, the Apple II was one of the earliest things in then Windows started coming out, the PC and stuff, that people were being introduced in school. And when you learn to use the computer in school, then obviously you're going to want one when you get out of school. And so that really helped to get people pushing forward with the technology. And I really believe if the computers were not in schools, they would not be as prevalent as they are today. VR is the same way. We need to get VR and AR into the schools, or it's just not going to go forward and be adopted by the masses as part of a normal process. So we'd like to know, have you experienced any educational moments in VR, if there's any of the trainings or classes you've attended, like the computer science classes and programming classes. What's your view on education in VR, and where do you think it's going to go? So we've opened up the floor. You can hit the raise hand button down in the lower right corner, and we'd love to hear your opinions on it. All right, Ian the Awe, you're on.
Hi, it's Ian the Awesome. I'm just wondering, it's my first time at this. You have an amazing space. Why aren't you guys able to move your hands?
We're
Is that
in
a-
2D. Well, that doesn't have
Oh.
anything
Is
to
it-
do with education.
Is it me or
No.
you guys are
not
just
you.
standing there? I'm just
Yes,
wondering.
so it has nothing to do with the question, but we're in 2D, which means we're on our desktop computers, not in a VR device, which means that we don't have any hands. So if you're on an Oculus Go or Gear, you have one hand. If you're on a Quest or another device, you have two. That's all. It's just
Perfect.
device-based. Okay?
Okay, thank
Did you
you.
have a comment about education?
No, I don't. It's amazing because I mean you guys have hit it out of the park when it comes to this. It's going to be new and novel, but for the younger generation, this is ultimately how the learning process is going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
how long have you been how long have you been using your VR?
I've had this for I have an Oculus Rift. I've had it for about a year and a half. This is my third day with AltSpace.
Oh, cool.
Oh my
See?
gosh!
So-
You've been doing it for a while.
Welcome.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks. Welcome. Welcome. We love it. Yeah, it's it's funny when you talk to Tom Furness and you learn that VR has been used since the 60s and the 70s, and then you think, oh, it's brand new, and it's like it's been around. It's just now reaching the consumer for the last 5-6 years. So love it. I love it that you're here. Thank you, Karen. You've been taking Unity classes.
Yes, I have, and we're having our graduation next week. It's been awesome. Nicholas he's just a fantastic teacher. He's really good, and he's taking us places. We're going to do the MRE. We're going to do AltSpace build out. So he's really teaching us a lot of stuff. And Lorel, I have to say, my very first computer was an Apple II, not an Apple II Plus, but an Apple II. So, and back then I had my kids all spoke Spanish, and they were first and second graders. They were showing the teachers, they spoke a little bit of English. They were showing the teachers how to use the computers, and they were explaining to the teachers in their little bit of English they knew how to use the computers. It was very cool. And here I sit now in 2020 in a headset, and we're going into a new era here. Awesome. I love it.
One
Isn't
of
that
the,
amazing?
Yeah, one of the stories I love is when teachers, not any particular person, but I've heard different teachers talk about how they've simply put something in front of young students and literally said nothing. Just place something in front of them to see what they would do. And just within minutes, they figured out something they can do with it, and they're using it without any instruction, right? That blows my mind. I'm of the era where my high school literally got its first computer the year after I graduated. They put one computer into the office. It wasn't even for the students, right? And I'm just in awe of the opportunity that students have. So if anybody, this is an ongoing thing, if anybody has a 15 or younger student that they would love to send to my house, I live in Calgary, Alberta, I could use one in my own world. They know so much now.
Well, don't forget that some of us who've been around since the beginning of the internet as we know it, should not be, the older people should not be dismissed, because we do know more about how this works than many of the younger people who just use it instinctively. So I want to make sure that we stay fair, because it is so important that we not be dismissive of the older people who created and helped to design and develop and use these things and break them to take them into the future. People like Tom Furness is extraordinary, but there's just, your next door neighbor. My next door neighbor happens to be a person who invented the battery that, a weather safe battery that went into outer space. And he says, well, I'm an old guy. There's nothing you can learn from me. And I'm like, are you kidding? I want to know, how do you make a battery that withstands vacuum and ultra freezing temperatures? I want to know. And he goes, no, that's all old stuff. So please, there are brilliant people all around. But I have to tell you, it was an amazing experience to, I was in Engage yesterday with the students in VR, and these little second and third graders were teaching about how they handle the equipment, and they teach the teachers how to use it in the classes, and they teach other students second and third grade. And they start showing how they use Engage, and they were bringing in critters, animals, and things in. And my husband came in to get some paper off the printer. So I heard the noise and I glanced away and I glanced back and there was a dinosaur butt in front of my face. Oh, come on. Where else can you go? You get dinosaur butt. It was awesome. So I love what they're doing. Serenity, talk to us.
Hey, I was just thinking about it. In the UK, when I was at school, I was the first year, I think, that we had a computer studies course when I was we call year 10, year 11. So I would have taken an exam in 1982, it would have been, and we did the basic programming, lots of zeros and ones, and I went to the local polytechnic and crashed their computers one weekend. That was fun. I think I did. And it was floppy disks and things like that. And I was just thinking about my daughter has just turned 24, and she often used to get a bit frustrated with me because she reckoned I was too slow on phones and computers and things. But on the other side, during this time, I've really learned a lot more about various things to do with music. I'm a singing teacher, anybody doesn't know. I've been looking into my mixer and sounds and recording stuff and microphones and things. So, as Laurel said, don't give up on our old fogies as well as the youngsters. We can contribute. My daughter would know nothing about how to put the music together that I've been doing recently. So, and I really enjoyed, I helped out with the recent conference. And I even got to be a music bot. I did. I was the first social with the music. I became a music DJ bot.
Yay! Awesome.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you. That was fantastic.
That was really awesome, Serenity. We had a blast. That was so cool.
And working with educators in VR, I get to keep I track a lot of the news and a lot of the innovations that are going on, and it is amazing how VR is being used now by healthcare systems and hospitals to help train up volunteers and healthcare workers for sterilizing areas and washing their hands and all of the safety, putting on the safety equipment and everything. Right there in an AR kind of experience. It's being used to train people doing inventory at Walmart and IKEA and all over with AR and VR. It's just absolutely amazing how it is starting to be used. We just often don't hear about it. Diamond, you have something else you want to add?
Yeah, just talking about the conference because it was overwhelming. But to know a hospital invited the students to make a program to help the anxiety of cancer patients as they were going through chemo was just amazing. I just sat in awe of these kids and what they created and how they presented, and to look at the opportunities that they have with teachers that are just phenomenal, who bring them to places that, other schools may not be able to do that. And so it was a wonderful opportunity to participate in it.
Oh, how wonderful. I'm so glad. I love that. Oh, I just love that. Now, all right, our last one. Mike, you're up. Make it a good one.
Well, it's convenient you've picked me now because I just wanted to add to that. I work with the NHS in the UK, and one of our recent investments has actually been a simulated hospital environment with a virtual reality theatre. So one thing me and my team are actually expanding on is looking at how we can not only teach kids but help them get creative with building, environments, getting them to kind of understand how hospitals work, how doctors and nurses can work. So that's really cool because one idea of joining AltSpace was to kind of see how we can use a platform like this. And we actually had an open day for our academy just before COVID hit the UK. And oddly enough, we had somebody that was one of our trustees who's in her 70s, never tried VR before, came and tried one of our demos of our radiology department that we'd done using 360 photos. And we built like a little virtual tour of the department. She was completely blown away.
I love it.
But what was also great was, we helped to get used to using an Oculus Go, how to use the controls. But, after 5 minutes of, this new technology, I don't understand it, she was just getting lost in the world herself. And
Mhm.
that was really mind blowing to see something that we'd made and someone could go and explore without ever
Isn't it?
setting foot in the department themselves.
Yeah, don't you just love it? Young or old, when you introduce somebody to VR, it's game changing, isn't it? It's life changing. I just love it. Oh, Mike, thank you so much. Oh, that's
No worries.
beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. So Donna, that is it for today.
So that's all for this week's news and updates. Remember, the conversation doesn't stop here in AltSpace VR. Discord is our home base for our community outside of AltSpace VR, and we invite you to join the News and Updates Discord to keep up with the news and activities here and around the VR industry.
And we live stream the news to you every week. So if you're not here, you can catch up with today's episode on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And you can also watch past episodes and find out what is going on in the community. Trust me, AltSpace is a very, very busy place. We got a lot of history here, and it's fascinating to catch up with it. And we've added the AltSpace VR announcements right into the news and updates, so you won't miss a minute of the news.
Just do the next one too, and then
We are here for you to keep you updated on the news in AltSpace, so please tell a friend and share our Discord and YouTube channels so others can keep up.
Now, if you would like to volunteer to help us, we would love it. We do this for you, but we also need your help. We need people to help us film and live stream. We need people to supply us with photos and news from the events and activities around AltSpace. We need writers, editors, moderators, backup hosts. So if you would like to help us, let us know on our Discord server or after the show.
Yay, we're going to hang around after the news to answer your questions, explain why we have only no hands, and chat with you about anything else about AltSpace and otherwise that you want to know, and maybe help you find some water-style worlds for the world-building thing. So thank you to all of our moderators. We got Ancient and Karen666, and we've got Serenity and everybody else, everybody who helps, and Joseph makes sure that our event is a success, and we thank you because you are the reason we do this. So in these uncertain times, please stay safe wherever you are in the world. And hearts to everybody, virtual hearts, virtual hearts, virtual hearts. Thank you.